So many teams have been making so many improvements this offseason. The White Sox are getting better. The Blue Jays are getting better. The Angels are getting better. The Diamondbacks are getting better. It goes on and on and on. You got to be excited for 2020. Anyone who's not excited for the Major League Baseball season in 2020, you must be a Giants fan because they haven't done
And he drives it into right center field. Hit it, Todd. This baby is way back. On here.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Humm Baby Baseball channel. And today we're going to talk about the Cincinnati Reds and a big signing that they have made. If you don't already know, yes, I'm a Giants fan. Just a little joke there at the beginning. Giants have not been doing much because obviously they're a little bit in rebuilding mode right now, retooling, whatever you want to call it. But the Giants not going to be doing much in 2020. I'll be watching them anyway and hoping for the best. But today we're talking about the Cincinnati Reds, who have signed out of Japan outfielder Shogo Akiyama to a 3-year deal. This is a guy, he's 31 years old, but he is still good. Over 9 seasons in Japan, over 5,000 plate appearances. He has a career .301 average, .376 on base. Nice numbers, but can he still produce at that level? I would say so, since he's coming off of a 2019 season with a .303 average, .392 on base. So yes, he is good, and he hits 20 home runs pretty much every year. For the past 3 years, he has had 20 plus home runs. His power has improved as his career has progressed. This is a nice leadoff hitter. He is going to be great for the Reds, I believe, and he's also a great outfielder. He is extremely fast. He can run. He might strike out a little more than you'd like, but he also can work the walk. He's going to steal you some bases. Big signing for a Reds team that has some question marks, especially in center field with Nick Senzel and his health. He had a major shoulder issue at the end of the year, ended his 2019 season. Don't know if he'll be ready for 2020, but anyway, they definitely needed some help in that outfield. Even if Senzel is ready, the outfield needs help. Senzel can play other positions, but this is a big signing for the Reds. Now, last offseason, the Reds also made a bunch of moves by bringing over Yasiel Puig, Matt Kemp, and a few others to try to compete in 2019. Didn't work out for them. They had a rough year. They lost more games than they won. Didn't have a fantastic year. It was quite disappointing. But you know what? What can you do? You got to try again. And that's what they're doing. They're doing what they can to improve the team. I would have said last year that the Reds looked good. Didn't work out. And I'm going to say again this year that the Reds look good. We'll see if it works out. It's not the most powerful lineup in the major leagues, but it is a powerful lineup. Votto, Suarez, Moustakas, and now Akiyama. This could be a very formidable lineup. But the strength of the Reds is not even their lineup. So despite the fact that it looks pretty good, they got some power, they got guys who can hit, they got now a legitimate leadoff guy, and they may not be done making their signings. But their strength is in their rotation, and it was in their rotation last year as well. They had a great rotation last year, and they're going to have a great rotation this year. Luis Castillo is going to be their ace more than likely. 15-8, 3.4 ERA, 226 strikeouts in 190 innings. Absolutely legit. And then Trevor Bauer, he was an all-star in 2018 with Cleveland, not coming off his best year, but he is filthy, and he is going to strike out a ton of guys, and he is going to be in that rotation. I don't know if he'll be number 2 or number 3 or whatever. It doesn't matter. This guy is good as well. And then you got just coming off of an all-star selection in 2019, and that would be Sonny Gray. He was 11-8 with a 2.87 ERA, and he strikes out a ton of guys. This is a 1-2-3 punch I wouldn't want to deal with. If you're going to a series, to a 3-game series, and you got to face these 3 pitchers, all I can say is good luck. Between these 3 guys in 2019, they threw 579 innings in total and struck out 684 batters. And rounding out the rotation, Anthony DeSclafani and Wade Miley. That is a pretty solid rotation right there. And if they needed, they got some young arms. They got Tyler Mahle, who started 25 games. So, Lucas Sims, Sal Romano have experience as well, starting in the minor leagues. But I think barring injury, the rotation is pretty well set. When you got a team that already has Joey Votto, and I know Joey Votto is not what he once was, getting a little older, but he's Joey Votto. You got Eugenio Suarez. How many home runs did he hit? 49 bombs? Guy's an absolute beast. And then you bring over Mike Moustakas. He's going to hit you 30, 35 plus home runs. I'm sorry, he does it every year. And now you're bringing in this guy from Japan. Now we don't know how he's going to play in the big leagues. From what I can notice, most of them come over and they're pretty comparable. Japanese league it's no joke over there. It's not, single A. Those guys that's the major leagues in Japan. They're good pitchers. They are good baseball players. There's no doubt about it. He could come over here and continue to hit around 300. He could hit 280, 290. I'm not saying this, turns the Reds into the big red machine and they're going to go out there and win the World Series. But I'm just saying it's an upgrade. It's an absolute upgrade, especially when you have some questions with that outfield. Which, if you look at their current depth chart, and again, these depth charts are not really predictable. They're just currently what they got to offer officially. Obviously, Akiyama is going to be out in center. Nick Senzel, if he's ready to go, he could be shifted to left. Phillip Ervin is also out of options. He will probably be on the team. He's got some pop, great speed, can steal bases, good defense, quality backup outfielder there, and he can start if you need it. Out in left field is the 2012 first rounder, Jesse Winker. He is injury prone, but he has power, 16 bombs in only 338 at-bats last year. And Aristides Aquino, 19 bombs and 205 at-bats. These guys got power. I mean, theoretically, he could hit over 40 home runs over a full season based on those numbers. Don't know if that'll happen, but be careful. I mean, if that happens, you got Aquino, if he could hit 40 plus. Just thinking about that, if Aquino becomes a 40 plus home run guy with Moustakas, with Suarez, that is a lot of star power who can hit a lot of home runs. And then, of course, you hope Senzel can get over his injury and contribute as well. So a lot of good, talented players out there. Looking through the infield, talked about Suarez enough. I mean, 49 home runs, 103 RBIs, legit superstar. He's gotten more powerful every year of his career. He is continuing to improve. Over at shortstop, currently, Galvis, he would do fine if you have to play him at shortstop. I hear that the Reds they have a big hole at short. It's not that big of a hole. If you need Galvis in there, he hit 23 bombs last year overall between both the Blue Jays and the Reds. The guy is okay. 260 batting average. He does strike out. He doesn't have the best plate discipline, etc., etc. If you're forced to start him at short, I think you got a guy who can hit 23 home runs and bat 260. It's a lot better than what the Giants got. No offense to Brandon Crawford, but I mean, Freddie Galvis, not the end of the world if you got to start him at short. Behind the plate, there's definitely not a superstar there. Don't know exactly who will be starting most of the games. Currently, Barnhart is listed. Barnhart just hit 231, but he's under contract for the next 2 years. A couple of other options they have right now are Kurt Casale, Kyle Farmer, former Dodgers prospect, a couple of good catchers there that they could either fight for a starting job or be some pretty good backups. But also keep an eye on Tyler Stevenson. That is a catcher, first round pick from 2015, and he will probably be added to the team at some point. Stevenson spent the whole year at AA, but he played in the Arizona Fall League, and he did pretty well and hit 347. Look out for Tyler Stevenson. That guy can hit, and he is moving up quick through the minor leagues. So they got some options at catcher. They got guys who could be versatile. They got Senzel. He could play second base. They got Moustakas. He could play third base. They can move people around. They can move Suarez to short. They can do what they have to do, but they can make it work. What they're doing right now is saying, can you hit? Come on over. We'll figure out where you're going to play. And they're going to do that. They're going to figure it out, but they're getting better players, improving that roster slowly but surely, trying to put a winning team out there that can compete with a loaded NL Central, with the Cardinals, with the Brewers, with the Cubs. Who am I missing? Who's the other team in the Central? I hope they're not very good. But anyway, the Pirates. The Pirates. Pirates were bad in 2019. I haven't been hearing much about them, but that's another team I got to check on. But let's just be real, that NL Central is going to be very competitive, so the Reds are doing what they can to improve, and they're looking pretty good. But we got to look at their bullpen as well. Raisel Iglesias, not coming off of his best season, down year. His record is atrocious, 3-12. I know record doesn't mean much, but how did you lose 12 games? Coming out of the bullpen as the closer, 4.16 ERA, but he still struck out 89 in 67 innings, and he just needs to make a big bounce back next year in 2020 if he's going to continue to be the closer. And who's this? Lorenzen now. He can do more than pitch out of the bullpen. He can also pop you some home runs. Lorenzen can play a little outfield, kind of a two-way player, but they got some new two-way player rules that are total bullcrap that keep the position players from coming in to pitch if you need them. So they need to get him his requirements, his required innings pitched before they can put him out in the field and expect to bring him in to pitch. Nevertheless, he is an arm in the bullpen. Robert Stevenson had a pretty good year. He's got nasty stuff. He can strike out some hitters. So I'm not saying the bullpen is absolutely loaded at all. They do have to figure that out. They're going to figure out in spring training who makes the team. The bullpen is clearly not their strong area. Otherwise, they'd have a better closer right now. No offense to Iglesias. He has got good stuff, but he is coming off a really rough year, and he's going to have to improve. But all in all, the team has got a solid lineup and a very, very solid rotation. What do y'all think about it? What do you think about the Cincinnati Reds? Are you a Reds fan? Are you excited? I assume you must be. They're improving the team. They're trying. They got a good chance to win some games in 2020. 2019 was a rough year. 2020 could be a completely different situation. You just never know. They're putting out a good team. They're making the moves, and they're looking pretty good from my point of view. I see power. I see pitching. I see potential right there. What do you think? Thanks again for joining me. Have a fantastic day. I don't want to say Happy New Year. I hope you had a great year in 2019, but if not, I hope you have a great year in 2020. Preferably, both great, preferably. Hit the subscribe button. By the way, check out my Patreon. I haven't had anyone join yet. It would be great if you just go ahead and check it out in the links in the description below. Looking to grow the channel, looking to find some people to support the channel. You're going to get some benefits as well. So check out my Patreon page to see those benefits. We'd really appreciate it. Have a great day. Talk to you later. See ya! When the Giants come to town, it's bye-bye, baby. Every time the chips are down, it's bye-bye, baby. History's in the making at Oracle Park.